Hello and welcome to this video on the Logger's Edge. My name is Teresa and today I'm going to take you through entering your first load. So this icon here, which is the little load of logs here, is where you go to enter your loads. And the screen defaults to today, but it allows you to pick pay periods to bring up tickets, all tickets within a given period. I haven't set up my periods yet, so I'll just start by looking at the load ticket where it's going to default to today. And there's a few things, obviously, that we're going to have to enter on this ticket. The first is what's the tract that the ticket has come from. And obviously, before I'm going to be able to get in a ticket, I'm going to have to enter a tract. There's a few other pieces of information I'm going to have to enter as well. For example, my crew, my product, what mill is the ticket going to. If I have to pay a trucker, I'm going to need to enter truck company. And of course, I'm going to have to enter my ticket number, the delivery date, and my weights. Now, a lot of users especially in the Southeast US, really don't care about entering their gross and their tare weight. They really just care about entering their net weight. So we'll cover that when we're ready to enter our ticket. But first, let's go and set up our first tract. Actually, before we enter the tract, let's go ahead and get just a few very basic setup items in. The first one I want to get in is the product. And I'm going to hit the add button down here, or I can use my Alt-A key if I don't like to use my mouse. And let's just call this P pulp, which stands for pine pulp. So typically you want to keep the code short because it's going to have to fit into a column on reports, on vendor statements, etc. So try to keep that short. And if you want to have a longer description, a more meaningful description, that's where to put the longer information. So we can come back and add other products down the road, but the load that I want to enter is a pine pulp load, so that will suffice for the time being. And my load is going to Rainier to the Jessup location. So I think I will do something like that, and I don't really need to change the description. And I'll go ahead and get one more mill in here just for fun. Okay, so I've got my mills in, I've got products in. Now the other thing I want to get in is a truck. But in order to get the truck in, I actually need to set up the owner of the truck first. So I need to set my vendor up. So I'm going to click on that icon. And again, I'm going to use my Alt-A key. And let's say that this trucking company's name is Jack's Trucking. So I'm just going to put Jack's Trucking. And while I'm in here, I might as well hit Alt-A and get in my landowner that I'm ultimately going to have to pay, even though I don't put her name on the on the ticket itself. I still need to pay her. And her name is Stella. Actually, it's Stella Estates. And that's how I'll just leave the description. Now the description is what is going to show up on the top of her vendor statement and his statement when we print them out. Likewise, I'm not going to take the time now to put the address information in, but that will show up at the top of the settlement as well once you put that in. So now I'm gonna hit save, which will make sure that any of the entries, the last entries that I made here, get saved. And I'm gonna click OK. And now I can go set up the truck that Jack owns. Now, I could enter each of the different trucks. Maybe he's got 3 trucks that haul for him. Uh, but I don't necessarily, for my purposes anyway, need to do that. Now, as a courtesy to him, he might want me to enter his individual drivers so that he can see those drivers on a report that he gets from me. But for now, I'm just going to assume that he's doing his own tracking, and I'm just going to keep up with the bare minimum that I need to keep up with for my purposes. The configuration, usually you don't need to have in the system, so I'm just going to leave that as none and hit OK. And I think I should be good to at least get the skeleton of my track.